Hi, I'm Brian Lake, and I dumped your sister for your mother! Alright, 5 minutes. I'm going to try and keep on the time. I've been running over of late. You know, some people are just saying you're just some bourgeois blowhard sitting on your couch blowing smoke up everybody's rear end. You know what? That's baloney. I'm no more bourgeois than anybody. Middle class, son of a soldier. Okay? People are going to say, yeah, but you were born with privilege. You got stuff given to you. Right. Stuff given to me. I had to pay my own way through college. Why? Because according to some government form, my parents made too much money. My dad, in the Army, 21 years. I went to a state school. I didn't even go to a private school. I wasn't spending $20,000 a year. And I still had to get student loans. You want to know what about education? Why it's so frickin' expensive? And why your bachelor's degree is practically worthless anymore? Government money. College has never been cheap. It was never cheap. But you know, there was a time you could work your butt off. You could go to school and get out with a degree and no debt. Why? Because you could work your way through school. Some schools you could be like on a farm. Many schools were self-contained. The milk and cheese and bread, I mean, they had their own cows and their own steers and their own pigs and chickens. And they bought flour. And what happened? The students made the meals, the students ate the meals, and the students cleaned up after the meals. Somewhere along the line, the students decided, yeah, we don't want to do that. And, you know, universities started hiring people to do that kind of stuff. Well, what does that do? It raises the cost. I used to work at a university. I used to work at the University of Tennessee. It was the best 3.5 years of my life. In some ways, it was a good 3.5 years of my life. And lots of exposure to different ideas and different things. And you know what? I noticed and I understood very plainly the crack that keeps higher education costs skyrocketing is government money. It's unbelievable. We had a housing bubble that burst a few years ago, and we're still suffering from it. Why? Because of government money. This idea that you had to own your own home was the American dream. You know, a few years ago there were some commercials on television, and for some reason the actor's name escapes me, but he was an easy rider, and it wasn't fun, it was the other guy. It's the way my mind works sometimes. Some things just, it's out there somewhere. Dennis Hopper. I knew I'd get it. And he was talking about, I don't even remember the product he was hawking, the company, whatever, but it was the attitude in the video. Now granted, if you were that old and you were that close to retirement, it was too late to think about it, really. But the American dream is your dream. It's not, if your dream is to have your own house with white picket fence and to live in a small town and have a big yard, awesome. If your American dream is to own your own business, to be a millionaire, to travel the world, to own a yacht, to own your own airplane, awesome. If your American dream is to go to school and become a teacher and change the lives of second graders until the day you die, awesome. You see, the American dream is what you want. It's not about what somebody else wants. And politicians forgot that. And we as the voters let them forget it. And so they have these, now they're fully owned by the government, but before they were quasi-owned, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, and they just made loans to people. They strung on banks into making loans for people, and then the banks said, you know what, we need an insurance policy because when these things fail, we won't want to be holding the cards. So they played musical chairs with our futures. Money backed up by government. Oh, the government. But when it all crashed, you know what? The government had to bail them out, not to save their butts. Quit blaming Wall Street for this. You know why? Because that's not where it is. It's Capitol Hill. Because if they didn't bail them out, their butts were going to get exposed. And these crooks should be in jail, and yet they're still in Congress. If you or I did it, we'd be gone for 20 years. Bernie made off peanuts compared to what the Congress made off with. Build your own dream. Build your dream. And let's get started. Brian Lake, thank you very much. 5 minutes. Bye.